Welcome to the show, everyone. You know, I have been doing the show for over 17 years, and my first guest has been on with me now 16 years consecutively. I have with me Doc. He's the owner of Hypnotic One. Welcome back, Doc. You have been on vacation. You look fantastic.
You know what? Everybody calls it a vacation. It really was, but I worked all the time I was gone. It was just good getting out of town, getting new visions, kind of like rebooting your computer. And I come up with a lot of different programs, getting them done, write my book, getting it done. And it seems like the more I write in the book, the longer it gets.
That's funny. You know, when I say you look great, you have lost, you said how many pounds?
35 pounds.
35 pounds while he was on vacation, okay?
And I didn't starve myself to death. I went out and did a lot of things, didn't feel tired. And one of the great things, I lost the feeling of being hungry.
Here's what you said, and I wrote it down because I really loved it. You said, I ate the way your body needs, not the way your mind wants it.
And that's it. Your mind is the one that's causing you to eat most of the foods. If you would eat just for your body's nutrition, maintenance, and repair, you'll never be overweight. And the thing is most people don't realize or don't understand and don't know when you are really in need of nutrition. When I ask people, when they come in, and I've been teaching this for years, but when I ask them, I says, what does it feel like to be hungry? And they have to think. And most of them say, well, my stomach growls. I said, no, my stomach growls too, but it's saying thank you for not putting that crap down me anymore. And the thing is your stomach should be about the size of two of your fists put together. And it functions best when it's half full. And now how many people eat that little bit of food?
No, most people eat way more.
And the thing is, I tell them, I says, when you're eating properly, you're going to feel your stomach, but it's shrinking down. It doesn't need that much more food that you're not hungry. So,
you know what I heard, and you can tell me whether this is right or not, that a lot of times people think they're hungry, but they're really thirsty.
Yeah.
Thirsty, you see?
And it's a conditioned response. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's time to eat breakfast. Mm-hmm. What's the worst meal of the day? Breakfast.
And they used to say, what's the most important meal? But it's
who said that?
Is it?
Kellogg's Post, General Mills, the American Dairy Association, and the American Egg Growers Association, because that's when they make the most of their money.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, breakfast is your break in the fast. Why break it? Because your body is going into ketosis, which is producing ketones, which is burning your fat and not the carbohydrates. And that's what you want to do.
Well, let's talk about people's minds.
Oh, that mind, that's the greatest thing on earth if you got it working for you. But if you don't have it working for you, it's like having a little 5-year-old that is on too much sugar, that is screaming, and it's me, now.
And that's what most people want.
Yeah,
me,
it always wins out. And that's how we change it.
So, Doc, I'm going to talk to people about you. Okay, first of all, you've been doing what you do for over 39, almost 40 years. And you've done it from all over the world, where you've traveled and you've worked in different parts of the country and in the world. And you have helped so many people. Listen up, folks. A lot of times, right now, a lot of people have already fallen off the wagon, right? Like sooner, even like let's say a week after the new year. And, you know, we have a hard time focusing and keeping on our diets if we're not a very disciplined type of a person. So you help people who have a lot of trouble in that area.
Well, yeah, we help them keep their mind focused on what they need to be doing, not what they're trying to give up. Otherwise, if you focus on not thinking about chocolate cake, you're going to be thinking about chocolate cake until it all of a sudden comes out of the refrigerator and you start eating it. So the thing is, we show you and train you how to be in control of your mind, your thought, and your focus instead of haphazardly. Because that two parts of your mind, that conscious analytical part of your mind, that's the one that says, hey, you know what, I'm really too fat, or I've been smoking too much, or I'm drinking too much. And the thing is we that doesn't help us really get over. But that other part of your mind, the 90% of your mind is the emotional part of your mind. You cannot think, and it's like a 4-year-old, and if you take a candy bar away from a 4-year-old, it's gonna cry, scream, throw temper tantrums. Just like adults, when you take something away from them that they think they have to have, they're going to have a withdrawal symptom. And that's why none of my clients, when they follow the programs, have any withdrawal symptom. I don't care if it's food, I don't care if it's alcohol, smoking, or drugs. You don't have to have a withdrawal symptom.
What's wonderful is it's change that is lasting, everlasting change. It's not just a putting a Band-Aid on it and taking just a little bit of time. It is a forever change.
That's the thing, and we're going to talk just a little about weight, because that's the one that always comes back and nips the person in the butt again, because they lose weight, and you lose weight every day, and then you regain it by the food you're eating. And the thing is we have to take and start getting our body to burn the body fat. Take that fat burning switch and turn it on. And there's a certain way to do it, and you don't have to buy any pills, powders, potions, patch, or any needles or anything like that. And if you're on anything like that to lose weight, get off it, because it has a side effect and you don't need that. Feed your body what it needs and focus on what you're doing and why you're doing it and all the benefits of doing it. And that puts you in control of your life instead of being controlled by the pills or the powders. And most of the time you're done with them because you don't want to take them any longer after a month or two. And as soon as you quit taking them, you gain your weight back.
And find out like years later that it wasn't really healthy for you to do.
Oh,
Most likely.
I've got nurses that still would do fen-phen. And if you can remember, that was 25, 30 years ago. 2 different drugs they put together. Yeah, you lost a lot of weight, but it messed with your heart muscles, and it messed. The thing is to be healthy and happy.
Get control of your mind. That's what it's all about, and it's for every area of your life. And Doc has a 98% success rate. Again, these are, I think, what people really need to realize too. They're customized programs to meet your needs. So you have a ton of programs. I've been in your office and I've seen them, but you take those and have them listen, and then you customize it to that person.
Every time a person comes in, their program has changed a little bit because they change. So we start you out on a generic one for whatever you're trying to get over. And then when you come in, I do a little consultation and I find out what suggestions we need for you personally. So if you and your husband come in for the same thing, you might both have different suggestions, because we take and build the customized program around you so that you're successful and you're in control of your life.
He will not let you fail. Tell him why.
How can you fail if you got a coach and a trainer working with you, and every time you have an obstacle, hey, you can give me a call. When I was overseas and I was in Asia, I had people call me like at midnight, because when it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, it's midnight over there. So they wondered why I was so tired sounding, but I didn't mind it, because I never want my clients to ever feel like they're on their own.
Now, you can call him direct. His phone number is 602-547-0446. Call him and leave a message, and he'll get back to you, and he'll tell you exactly how he can help you or anyone that you know. His website is hypnotic1.com. His phone number, again, you're going to be so happy you did, at 602-547-0446. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Still live in the room, so we're going to keep on talking here.
Do what's that?
We're still live in the room, so we're going to keep
Well,
on.
when I leave here, I'm going to be alive.
I'm so glad you
You're
are.
still alive? That's good.
That is good.
We've been talking
If I
about that
can't breathe
today.
that dirt or water, you know what?
So, Doc, when you are working with people, do you find that everybody has that same obstacle that they come over, that they say to you all the time? You hear the same thing over and over again. What stops them from doing something?
Oh yes, their old thinking. It's what they've been trained in the past, because this thing's sitting on their heads, electrochemical organic computer. And you know what, for the weight, everybody knows you gotta eat less and exercise more, but that's not it. If that's what you do, then when you get tired of exercising and you can't stand being away from your favorite foods, you're gonna gain your weight back. So that's why I don't do that. So the thing is we have to change our mindset. Once you change your mindset, is why do you wanna be fat? Why do you need that food, or you think you do? Or the drug addict. Once the drug addict understands he doesn't need the drug, he's off of it and there's no withdrawals. I don't care if it's heroin, I don't care if it's any of the drugs, they don't have any withdrawals.
So how do you get to that point with somebody? Because they're gonna say to you, for instance, some people will say, I'm dealing with these issues in my life, it's always something like that, and food is a feel-good thing.
It is, and that's
And
what
drugs
they've
is
been
a
going through
feel-good
all the
thing.
time. We have to put something else in there. Otherwise, what causes stress is people failure to make a decision or feeling out of control. Once you make a decision, you're back in control, unless you second guess that decision and then you go through the stress again. So we need to get rid of the people's stress, and because that triggers cortisol, which will trigger the insulin, which is part of the type 2 diabetes that makes people gain weight. So the thing is we go back to the underlying problem and not just the symptoms of weight gain. Because our food really, excuse my language, sucks. I mean, it has so many preservatives, most countries won't even buy our grain because it's been genetically modified, and it does something even to your DNA of your system. Same thing with a lot of dairy. If you get a glass of milk, it might have up to 80 different cows milk in that one glass.
I know, isn't that weird?
And the thing is, I was raised on a dairy farm. We took and drank raw cow's milk, but we'd take it out of a certain cow. And we looked at that and made sure that that cow was very, very healthy. So the thing is we got the raw milk in us, which has all the enzymes. Most people do not have enough enzymes in their system to create that bacteria that's eating up that food and help you digest it.
So welcome back. I'll tell you something, when we're off break here and we're talking on Facebook Land, there's so much that we learn. Doc has been talking a little bit, because I asked him, and so many people out there, you know, we say we do something for pleasure because they're dealing with this in our lives or whatever it is that's taking over. And that is what you do the most, is you get to the root of the problem and you change the mindset.
So they're having more fun, pleasure, and excitement in their life without using food or a drug or something that do. Most people don't realize if you're overweight, you're probably an addict. You're an addict on sugar or a special time to eat or a special reason. And addiction is anything that you do you know you shouldn't do, but you keep doing it anyway. That's an addiction. So we need to break that addiction so that people aren't always wanting that food and they're always breaking their diet of some kind, or they're always running, oh, I can't exercise anymore. The thing is, when I took off the 35 pounds, I didn't walk more than 1 mile to 2 miles in a day, and it wasn't all at one time. And most people do that on their own unless they're wheelchair bound.
Mm-hmm.
So the exercise wasn't it. You can't out exercise a bad diet. Otherwise, if you're eating crappy food, you can't out exercise it. You have to start eating properly. And most people think, oh, I'm going to give up all my favorite food. How about having more fun, pleasure, and excitement instead of getting it from your food? You get it from activities, or you get it from hobbies, or you get it from doing things.
Well, when your mind wants better food, that's what it's all about. Now, we've been talking food, and I'm going to move on to a couple of other things here, because we were talking about you had lost so much weight, and it looks fantastic on you.
I feel great. You know what? I have so much more energy.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm walking different. I told you.
Yeah, you
I
said
don't
that.
do the waddle anymore, and I walk upright, and I feel good.
Yeah, and you did that through your own mind control, and I want people to understand that that's something that you teach. Is basically, this is something that you're learning to do on your own. That's what you want for people to
And
do it
when
on
I
their own.
teach people that, if I teach them about the drug and that, they can take the same formula as in the drug or weight loss or alcohol, it doesn't matter. They can take that same formula and put it in any area of their life.
Right.
So that they are successful.
That's what's awesome about it.
That's why I get so excited about what I do, because all of a sudden the person's been struggling maybe for years or their whole lifetime, and all of a sudden you show them the pathway where that they're in control and they enjoy it, and they go out and they love to live
You
life.
change people's lives. Now, the phone number to call is 602-547-0446. You also give them a lifetime warranty. Now, there isn't anybody that does anything like that. Lifetime.
Oh, lifetime, because anytime that you have something else come in your life or you find yourself slipping for one reason or another, give me a call, come back in. It doesn't cost you a thing. I'll work with you and get you back on a straight and narrow path and put you back in control of your life, having more fun, pleasure, and excitement.
I think that's the most thing that people should, I don't know if I just said that right, that people should really understand is you are really, I think people think that they are gonna come to you and you're gonna be in control, but it's
Yeah.
not that at all. It's completely the opposite. You are going to learn how to control your mind yourself.
And we gotta teach them what control is for them, because right now they're in control, but it's that little 5-year-old that's me, now, and you have that procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, or I'm not worth it, or, oh, it's too hard for me, I can't do it. We get rid of all of that procrastination and bias.
Can you imagine being different, being in control of your life, being the weight you want to be, doing the things that you like doing, whether it is in your work, because you can help people also in their businesses. It doesn't matter what area of your life, Doc can help you. Can you imagine being able to not have fears, right? That's a big one. That's the bottom line with a lot of
Fear
things.
will stop you from moving forward. And so does procrastination. Procrastination is just a fear of the unknown, and anxiety and everything else. And you've been programmed that way. Somebody else did it to you, or you did it to yourself when they quit being there. But the thing is, if you want a new life, if you want an exciting life, if you want a fruitful life, and you want to teach your kids, your grandkids, then give me a call at 602-547-0446.
The other thing is that again, I want to reiterate that it's permanent. It isn't something that is, I mean, anybody can fall back, but they know how to get it back if they want.
It's not a temporary thing, but anything in your life is temporary, but you practice it. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Anything you are practicing becomes permanent. If you want change in your life, then you go into training and you train yourself differently. And that's what takes people out of their comfort zone. People a lot of times would rather be wrong and sick and overweight than
And sit
admit
there and
they've been
complain.
doing something wrong and change it. What do you have to lose by changing it? You know what, prove everybody that said you couldn't do it, prove them wrong.
His phone number is 602-547-0446. Check him out. It's Hypnotic, one.com. The CD, we want to talk about that because everybody gets a CD
That's
that they get to take home,
They get a CD.
or an
and
MP3, whatever you need.
They get a CD player, a CD that for them, and we're starting to do the downloadables where you can download different CDs right into your phone and listen to it anytime you want to.
And this is where you learn to do it at home, on your own.
That's it.
You
And
can do it in
fi-
your sleep.
There's a lot of extra features whenever you're listening to any one of my programs. The first one's sleep. The first one, you start sleeping really good. You go into a deep, restful, recuperative sleep, and when you wake up, you feel refreshed, ready to go, because we program you that way. So the thing is, there's so many added benefits of working with us. And does all hypnotists do it this way? No.
No.
And see, that's the thing is, I'm different than any hypnotist. And I says, well, come try me out, prove me wrong.
Well, I want to talk about that because, you know, you have mentioned that there are other hypnotists out there that can go and get their license over the weekend. How long, you went to school for years, right? And you also studied in different countries before you even became on your own.
I love to study with other people. I might not do everything they do, but I'll take the good points that they've got going for them, and I want to understand it. So I put it into mine. I use a lot of my karate training into my mindset. So the thing is, I was being taught hypnosis while I was like 15 and 16 years old, going through karate. And a lot of the things that's happened to me, it makes my program so unique. Just way everybody else that's a hypnotist or is any kind of a therapist, whatever they believe starts coming through their work. Mm-hmm. And the thing is a lot of the hypnotists out there don't even believe in themselves, because I've had so many hypnotists come to me and say, how do you have such a great success rate? How do you make it look so easy? And one hypnotist was sitting there as I was working with one client, had him in a trance while this hypnotist was watching me, and I usually have a mic, a lavalier mic, and the battery went out as I was talking to this client that's in a trance, and I just walked over, opened it up, and I didn't even miss a beat on talking to the client. Opened it up, put the batteries in, kept right on going. And after the session was all done, the hypnotist says, how did you do that? I said, well, I know how the batteries go in. I know what he needs. I'm watching how he responds to every word and phrase I'm doing, and that's how I build a program for him.
That phone number to call again is 602-547-0446. If you want to change and you want to make it permanent, this is where you go find it.
Here's the thing. If you want to be successful, then you're going to have to change something. You don't start out with change. You start out with, how would you want your life to be? Because as far as I know, we all have one chance to this life. Don't be laying on your deathbed in 20 to 40 to 60 years going, oh, I wish I had a. No, get out there and do it now. Invest in your good health and be happy.
He has a 98% success rate, and you're going to get this CD that you're going to be bringing this home. It's a CD or MP3 or whatever it is, but you're going to be doing this on your own. You're going to learn how to be able to do it while you're sleeping, and the program will be a customized program to meet your needs. He will not let you fail. It's a lifetime warranty. It just makes sense. If you are at that point where you just have tried everything, you can't handle it anymore, give them a call, make that change.
And it's not doing it all on your own, because I work with you each and every time you come in. And people say, well, how many times it takes? Well, it depends on you, how willing you are of change.
And you know what, everybody's different on that. But what I do know is everyone I ever know that works with you, they all say the same thing. I love Doc. His phone number to call direct is 602-547-0446. His website is hypnotic1.com.